Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I've just been in the mood to really play this, especially now that I was reading some comments. Been thinking about this a lot, and then being snowed in, let's get this played, and maybe someone else out there that is snowed in can have something to watch and enjoy. Now, it has been a while, but the last time I played, I used Angel Espinosa, Sharon Hunter, Jacques Moreau, and Duke Dudley. So we're going to remove those from the pool of heroes, and that leaves me with 8. So, mix those up. I'm going to take my 8-sided die and see who our first hero will be. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. And just to make it more random, I'm going to shuffle again. And I'll re-roll if I get an 8. Oh, and of course I get an 8. Well, you know. 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we only have 6. Let me just replace this with the 6-sided. Do the same thing. Well, that should be number 5. And we'll shuffle these just a little bit. 5. As long as all of these are not like all thinky or all fighting, we should be good. So these will be the 4 I'll play with next time I play this. But let's see who we have today. Alright, Alexander Cartwright. Looks like he is, oh, he's got pretty good lore, agility, and combat. He's not bad at all. Let me see here. There we go. I am a little disappointed. Some of these are still sticky. I have several coats of clear sealer on them. I don't know if I didn't clean them properly good beforehand, or the primer I used, the clear primer I used, just wasn't that good. I don't know, but some of them want to stick together. But anyway, Alexander Cartwright. He is resourceful. When drawing an event card, you may draw 2 and choose the one to keep. That's pretty cool. May always exert to add extra dice to a test, even if not a cliffhanger. Wow. He says, I've seen things you wouldn't believe. So, alright, and he's got 6 wounds. So he should be a good fighter, a good tank. Alright, let's set him off to the side. And now we have Shelley Hargrove. Alright. And here she is. She gets a car, so she gains +1 movement each turn. Nice. Quick reflexes. Adds 2 adventure dice during any chase test. May pay 2 glory at any time to heal a wound, except during a fight round. That's pretty cool. She's pretty good all around. So yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. Alright, Grant. Is this him here? Yeah. Grant Jackson. He starts the game with a gear card, cool, and Rough and Tumble has +1 adventure dice on any tests while at a jungle or a desert space. Well, that's good. I know one of the, I've already pre-set up the board, and one of the artifacts is in a jungle, so that's pretty good. Nice, nice. And then Jenny Butler, okay. The Starlet starts the game with 3 glory and may buy ally cards for 2 less glory than. Oh my goodness, this is going to be huge in this game. Pure luck. You saw me roll the dice. Pure luck. Competitive. Gains +2 fight dice against any mob or female enemy or villain. And has +2 adventure dice on any mob or femme fatale test. Well, we're not playing the mob. Femme fatale tests could come up. But this is going to be pretty huge. Alright, so the, I guess, evil corporation I've decided to go with this time is the Order of the Crimson Hand. And with them, you can, each hero in a city may buy 1 ally for 2 less glory. So normally it costs 5, so this would make it cost 3. And then she could do that with just 1. And the reason is because during the order turn, you roll a d6, and your allies could start being influenced and persuaded or blackmailed or coerced by the order to leave you and not help you. So that is the 4 heroes. That is the evil corporation. And let's take a quick look at the board starting setup. Alright, so we have our hero cards over here, and just want to show you this game is a bit of a table hog. So I've got all of my draw piles and stuff like that. I've got some of the others lined up along the top. I've got the artifacts there. I may move those in a minute. And then I've got all the evil stuff over here, the evil faction corporation. But this is what the starting board is going to look like. So we have an artifact here. We have an artifact. Now this is nice because Shelley Hargrove starts in Paris, and one of the artifacts is right there beside her in Western Europe. So that's pretty good. So we have the victory loss track here. I'll be going to standard 15. We have our starting relics. So here we have the Spear of the Monkey God, and it's cursed. So while at this adventure, your defense is reduced to 0. It may not be increased. So if someone has any shields or defense or whatever, so that's rough. Then we have the Great Axe of the Dead. After all dangers, you must fight zombies to get the artifact. So it awakens some zombies. I know it's kind of hard to read on the card. Let's see if I can get that. There you go. You can kind of see it there. Yeah. And this one, if you notice, instead of having 5 fortune here, I have 7, because this is in a deep jungle location. It's harder to find. You have to search for it, so you get extra reward if you do manage to claim it. Then we have the Orb of Hades. Let me move this up a little bit. Let's see, Orb of Hades. When you complete this adventure, you may take any one ally from the discard pile. Well, right now we don't have a discard pile, so that's a little unfortunate. But if you look at this, the Book of Medusa. After all dangers are cleared, you must either take D6 hits or discard an ally that is with you to get the artifact. Well, that's kind of morbid, but possibly we could have someone discard an ally, and then someone here could just pick them up for free, which would be strange. It would just magically teleport. But anyway, I went with yellow, white, red, and black skulls. I thought they would be very distinct from each other and show up pretty well on the board. So let's go to the villains. Now in a 4-player game, we'll be playing with 2 of the 3 villains. And these are them. We have Angelica, the Inquisitor, and Crowley. So, gonna mix these up. And we will take a D6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so the first one will be Angelica. Alright. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. And the next one will be Sir Benjamin Crowley. So the Inquisitor will not be used possibly this game. He may come in a certain situation, but we'll see, and we'll set that off to the side. So we have Angelica, and we have Benjamin Crowley. She came out first, so she will be active, and he will be ready in their base, their home office or whatever, in the shadows, ready to come out. He has 7 wounds and 1 defense. Wow. Okay. Let's look at those a little closer. Search of 4, combat of 4, vindictive. Heroes in her space treat all tests as deadly. Ouch. That'll be nasty. She's queen of the silver screen. If I should run into her, I almost want to get captured by the search so I can take her on in combat, get rid of that, because that is bad. All right. Basically, you roll your dice and you don't get to re-roll. And to roll extra dice, you have to double exert, which means you'd have to lose 2 hit points, I believe is what it is. So, see, Benjamin Crowley, search of 3, combat of 5, tainted. For every fight die rolled of a 6 he gets, the heroes must discard a gear or 2 glory. Good grief. I guess if you don't have either, it wouldn't matter. Collector gains 1 search for each artifact the villains have. Wow. Now, since this is the artifact that has the most fortune, this is exactly where Angelica will go. But if you notice, it is in a deep, thick jungle area, so she will still have to roll to find this artifact's location anytime there's the jungle. So that will buy us some time. Maybe he can move up there with her. But these villains, even their little henchmen acolytes, they don't stop your progress and immediately cause fights. They are in the shadows. This is a shadowy, secret organization that hides in the shadows. They're trying to avoid detection as much as you are, so you can't fight them unless you fail sneak. It's kind of like you run into each other in the shadows and fight for a little bit. And the next thing I need to do is shuffle up some of these dock tiles. They're already somewhat shuffled up. So anywhere where we see an anchor city, that will just give us an added adventure that we can have there. Let's see. No, Cairo doesn't have a major port in this game. There we go. Sydney, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Tokyo, London. Okay, Venice, Barcelona, Paris does not, of course, and I think that is all of them. We will hold on to these to refill possibly later. I will just set these right over here. Then we need to do personal missions for each player. So let me just grab a bunch of these. Each player would take 2, check them out, and then choose the one they want to start the game with. So I'm going to do that real quick off camera and show you what I got. So unfortunately, some of these people drew really bad ones. For instance, Jenny Butler had one that said to defeat an enemy, and she's probably my worst at combat. So we took this one. Have 2 artifacts in your possession at the same time, and if you do, you can get 3 reward, or 3 fortune. So that would be pretty good if she could manage that. Let's see, Grant, I went with this. He is close to this one. He wants to try and contest that, and it is a death artifact. And then if he is successful, for the rest of the game, he would get +2 adventure dice on all tests with death artifacts. So that is, that's pretty awesome. Then we have Shelley Hargrove. If she can collect 18 glory without spending it, she will get 1 fortune and a free ally. That's pretty good. And let me kind of show you what some of these are. So see the world mission. Spend an adventure phase in each of the following cities. Rio de Janeiro, which is where he starts. Yeah, right here. This is Alexander. So that was amazing. He would get 3 gold. And in Sydney, you'd have to go all the way across the map. Of course, way down here. Which wouldn't be too bad, but he could knock half of that out on the first turn. And then sell an artifact in a minor city. And if you do, you draw a gear card and an ally card. Now that is pretty impressive. Which one do you go with? I mean, I could halfway do this one already, but this would be just really awesome if he could do that. Although he's not really close to any artifact. There is one over in Australia, which he needs to go to for both these. So let's try this one. Let's just be weird and try this one. Put the rest on the bottom of the mission stack, and if they do complete their personal mission, they can just draw 1 at random. They do not get to pick between 2. And I think we're ready for the first turn of the game. Unless I've missed something. Now, I'm going to do something a little different. I am going to, every turn, just let Alexander go, and then Shelley, and then Grant, and then I'm just going to keep them going in the same order so I can keep up with everything much easier. But I'm still going to roll for the initiative so that they might get an event card. I will let the white die be initiative and the green be movement, and I'm just going to do it like this. Remember, this is just, ooh, that's the movement. This is just to see if they get to draw an event card. He will get to draw an event card. So will she. And no. So that will be their max movement. So let's start with Shelly. She will draw an event card because she rolled a 1 on her movement. Daring escape. So you can play to let any hero automatically pass an escape test even after the dice have been rolled, or play when any hero completes the last stage or an adventure. The hero must complete it. This is if you were playing competitive and you wanted to slow them down or hurt them. I don't think we want to fool with that. But if they get an escape test, you can let someone just pass that for free. Now, most of this stuff is supposed to be pooled, especially the fortune. The glory cannot, but usually the cards, I just leave them with the player as well. And let's see here. Ooh, spread of the Crimson Hand. Play immediately. So this is what Grant drew. Place a Crimson Hand Acolyte on any 2 artifact adventures, limit 1 per. No. Okay. Well, this is unfortunate. Now I'm going to follow the rules that they have in the game. When you do put one out, normally under the villain phase, you would put it on the lowest value one. So I'm just going to do that with both of these 2 artifacts. Oh my goodness. That was a very unfortunate, horrible thing to happen. So we have 3, 4, 5, and 7. So these are definitely the weakest. So these just go here. And during the... Oop, that's the wrong one. And then during the villain phase, each one of these will just get a single success. This needs 3, this needs 4. So they will just be one step closer. Remember, this is a secret, shadowy organization. They're trying to work in the shadows, not be caught, not be seen. So they're being very sneaky, very slow. 1 success on the villain phase. But they did just jump immediately to them. So that was awful. Now into the movement phase. She had a movement of 2, but I don't think we're going to use it. We're going to stay in the city. And I'm not going to have a docks adventure. I want to have a city adventure. Because sometimes the dock adventures you can get kidnapped or whatever and get sent away. Sometimes you can in the city as well. But I want to stay in the city. And the same with... Oh, and he doesn't have a dock token. Same here with Cartwright, Alexander Cartwright. He wants to have an adventure in that city, if possible, for his card. But let's go to Shelly. She only has a movement of 1, which is exactly what she needed. Right now she's in Paris, but she's going to go into Western Europe, which is where the artifact is. So she is with the artifact. And if you remember, there is an acolyte there. But you do not fight them. You do not purposely fight them just like you would a Nazi or a mob thug when you come up on them. These guys want to try and stay in the shadows for now. But maybe he will come in. He'll get in the way of her trying to get that in a minute. And then, let's see, Grant has a move of 4. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to try and get to this artifact. They will both have to search for it, but then he will have to try to avoid her, which is, we hope that he can actually get seen by her and fight her. That would be pretty great. And we'll just start here with Alexander. We just draw a city card, see what it says. You may fully heal. Just another day in the city. Well, that not really helpful at this point in the game. I'll just set that off. I'll discard that behind the draw pile. Now, at this point, since I have resolved the city adventure, I could go to the docks. Do I want to do that with him? Let me think about that. Yeah, I don't see why not, because this is the adventure phase. I spent an adventure phase in Rio de Janeiro, which was part of my personal mission. So let's go ahead and look at the docks and see what this has to offer. Free travel to any port. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Free travel to any port. Well, let's just go ahead and use that, and let's just go right over to Sydney. If you will slide with me down the table. Sorry about the jumpy camera. Sydney is a port city, and that is where we need to complete our personal mission. That is amazing. He may get that done really quick. Now, I'll just set this off to the side. That'll be out of play for now. I won't use it until I use up all the others. I won't shuffle it back in with the others, I don't think. Just to make sure I get a good randomness. That way the bad ones will come up also. And let's go over... Let's do... right here next is Shelley's adventure. Now she is right here. She is at the Book of Medusa. Now remember, they're staying in the shadows. I will not have to interact with him unless I grab the artifact. Then he's going to come out of the shadows and try to prevent me and attack me. But until then, he is just hiding, stalking, being sneaky. So we are going to start our adventure. So I will grab my custom-made adventure draw pile, and we have an assassin. An assassin was sent to kill you. You must be getting close. Try to catch the assassin in the act or outmaneuver them. So I can try cunning, 5 plus 2. So a 5 or a 6 and 2 successes, or an agility of 6 and only need 1. Well, her agility is a 4. I'd roll 4 dice, and the cunning is a 3. Ooh. What do I want to do there? Let's just go with the cunning. So we need a 5 or a 6. As long as we get 1 success, we get to keep rolling. Keep rolling until we get... Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Wonderful, wonderful, amazing dice there. We completed this. Danger. Now she will receive 2 glory, possibly. We'll put it here for now. If she stopped, she would get the 2 glory. But she doesn't get it while she's still adventuring. And she gets a success token. So let me grab one of those from way over here. And we will put that next to her. And I think we're going to keep going. We want to try and get that off the board. So she does not get this if she fails or goes to a cliffhanger. But as long as she, I believe cliffhanger is also, but as long as she keeps succeeding. So let's see, the riddle of Nardu. Ooh, glory 5. This is hard. Oh, she's only got a 2 on lore. One of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world, you are faced with the nefarious riddle of Nardu. Sealed in the stone passage and surrounded by the bones of all those that have come before. You have but one way out. Hopefully it's not too glary. A lore of 6. Now her lore is only 2. So she can exert. Oh, I may need to exert. And this is non-escape. So let me think about that real quick. And unfortunately, this is not an escape or a cliffhanger. If it was an escape, I could just pass it. But it's not an escape and it's not a cliffhanger, so I cannot exert. So I get 2 dice and I fail immediately. Which means I do not collect this glory. I do get to keep that 1 success. But we go to the cliffhanger, which means she will have to stay there and take care of this next turn. I tell you what, I don't want to look at that right now. Let's just do that. Getting the board all messy. Let me just put that over here on her player board. Oh, that's unfortunate. And then this can go right there. So she lost out on 2 glory, which probably was not good for her because she needs to collect 18 without spending it. And now we go to Grant. Now Grant is here. The first thing he will need to do is to search. He needs a 4, 5, or 6 to locate the entrance to the artifact in this desert, and he got a 5. So we will give him this exploration token showing that he has located where it is, so now he may draw his first adventure. Stone Guardians. Standing watch for countless centuries, these stone warrior statues, though stare through you with hateful eyes. Lore of 5 plus 2 Says what? Okay, we're not in the desert, so we don't need the extra. So we just need 2. Lore 5 plus. What is his lore? His lore is 3. That's not too bad. All right, come on. At least 1 5. Nope, that's awful. So he will immediately go to a cliffhanger, and we will do that next turn for him. And now we go to Jenny. Jenny is in the city. We're going to keep her in the city. See what happens in her city adventure. You may feel... Well, that's not shuffled good at all. I'm not going to let her do the docks just in case something bad happens, because if you remember, she started with 3 glory. And for 1 glory, she can hire an ally, and you can have up to 3 allies. So she, before she even gets going, she is going to team up with some people to help her. Let's see. She has a pilot. She plus 2 adventure dice for flying. And you may spend glory and fortune to fly. Glory instead of fortune. That's cool. See, he's in Paris. Gain 5 glory anytime you sell an artifact in Paris. Oh, wow. He doesn't have... None of these have very much loyalty, though. That's sad. And let's see. Plus 2 adventure dice during driving tests, and plus 1 movement each turn. So that's not too bad. All right. Let me see. I'm going to find that token. We have a bunch of tokens here. Let's see. She has a driver. She has the museum curator in Paris. Oh, the board's getting messy already. And then she has a pilot. Excellent. Put those on her board. And that is the player turn. So now we go to the evil organization, the Crimson Hand. We have our turn order. We're going to draw a card from the villain event. Let's see what that says. Wealth of Evil. While this card is in play, anytime a hero sells an artifact in a major city, roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, the artifact is secretly purchased by the villains and they gain it as though they had collected it themselves. Move the villain track as normal. What? And it remains in play? How do I get rid of it? That is... Oh, it's evil. Well, I mean, they are an evil organization and they have extended their reach around the globe. That makes you almost want to stick to minor cities now. I do have that... We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right, so we drew villain event. Now we go to the Outpost Zeppelin step. Well, here's their outpost. So we're going to roll a d6 for each sanctuary on the board. We got a 3. It says on a 4, 5, or 6, you place a Crimson Hand Acolyte. There was not one. Then this tells you how to attack the Dark Sanctuary. And then this is the Crimson Hand Tactics. So, anytime you have to roll on the Tactics chart, you use this. So some cards will say Villain Tactics. So I'll leave that there to remember to do that. Now we go to the Villain Adventure step. This will be pretty easy. This Acolyte now has 1 success, just like Shelly. This Acolyte now has 1 success. But the heroes work a little, or the villains work a little differently. He was ready to come into the board for action, and he will go to the second most wealthy artifact. So he will go to the spear because she is already trying to go for this one. But he just now got there. So that's his adventure, is to move to the spear. But we go over to Angelica, and she must roll a die to see if she can even locate the entrance. She did. So I'm going to move her off the board, give her an explore token, and I'll put her over here on the artifact. And things, board's getting messy, but it's okay. And that's the villain adventure phase for now. Let me see. She will do an adventure since she did get in, just like Grant did. So she did find it, so she will start her adventure phase. Now, if you remember, they were in the same space, but he did find the temple entrance, So I don't know if her ability would have activated, making his a deadly event, but he failed on the first roll anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But she has a search of 4, but she is in the temple with him, so she will get -1. Remember, she's trying to stay very secret, very hidden. So we roll the 3 dice, and she gets 2 successes. All right, 2 successes for her out of the 3 that she needs, so that is not good. But she also takes a wound. And these, when she does these, it's not in combat, so you just ignore the defense. So she has a wound, which might help us if we can get her to spot us during our adventures and attack us. We want her to attack us. Really do. Alright. And he does not get to go on an adventure because he just now arrived at the location. That is it for the enemies. And let's go over to the heroes. He will have 5 movement, although he won't need it. 5 movement. And I put this 1 here to remind me that she actually has +1 movement if she wants it. And she gets an event card. Let's go ahead and do that. Play at any time on any hero to give them +2 cunning or +2 lore for 1 test or fight. Well, that might come in handy for her. We will see. She and Grant are on... His movement doesn't matter. He can't move. He's on a cliffhanger. I don't know why I rolled those anyway, but I guess habit. And there we go. That was not great for her. And let's just start with Alexander, who is not going to move. He will have an adventure in his city. She will not move. She's on a cliffhanger. She will not move, or Grant will not move. So let's go to Jenny, who has a movement of 2. There are no close by artifacts for her. So I think we're going to go 1. Oops. I didn't see that. 1, and then it says Western North Pacific. I'm going to go to the North Pacific on the other side of the board. Slide way down here, and we will see that she is over here. This is connected here. Okay? Or, no, I think only these. Let me double check that real quick. And yes, this is the only space that is considered to wrap around the board. So for her second movement, she would move sail onto the Pacific crossing. But 1, 2, hopefully next turn she can get up there. Now we can go to the adventure phase. And conveniently, all of the hero characters are over here. So let's see. Alexander, you may fully heal. I swear I've shuffled this. Now I'm going to... Now this symbol says to shuffle them again anyway. So I will put this one here, and this one here, and this one here. Come on. And then I will shuffle these on camera. That is very annoying. At least nothing bad happened, right? And now that we shuffled that, I will just take the next top unused dock tile and put those on those cities. And let's see, that is his adventure. He has had an adventure in Rio de Janeiro and in Sydney, so I can turn this in, immediately gain 3 fortune. So we are on our way to victory already. And this will be shared by the team. Okay? And if we look at this chart here, I'm playing 4 players. We want to try and get 40 fortune before they get 15. That is our goal. He finished that adventure. Let's go ahead and draw another personal mission while you just get the top one. Collect at least 1 fortune from a temple. Okay. So if we see a temple on the board, we will try to have him go there. And we will go ahead and have a dock adventure. Let's see what this says. Draw a gear. Awesome! And it even has his picture. So there you go. Meant to be. Let's see. We just draw the top gear card. And we get Scimitar. Nice. Combat +1. Gain an extra 2 fight dice if you're in a desert or jungle. Nice. +1 and +2 in jungle and desert. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. That is his adventure phase. He has no glory to hire anyone or anything like that. So next turn he'll probably go here. Let's see. Who's next? Shelly. Shelly has a lot going on. She is in the middle of a cliffhanger. So we flip this over and... yeah, this is the cliffhanger, right? Okay. It's a trap. Yeah, cliffhanger, trap, blocked, glory 3. Either your eyes are playing tricks on you or the room is getting smaller. Decipher the glyphs or find some other way to shut off the mechanism. Lore of 5+ with 2 successes or cunning of 6+ with 1 success. Now this does say trap and block, but it does not say escape, which is unfortunate. But we have lore and cunning, and we have a +2 cunning or +2 lore for 1 test. Alright. Lore, her lore is a 2 and her cunning is a 3. So I want 5 dice to get 1 6. Or 4 dice. I think I'm going to go with the lore. Ugh. It's not good either way. So she gets 2 + 2 and we need a 5. Yes, we got a 5. So we get to keep rolling. So we will just put this, I don't know, right here to show that we have one of the successes and we get to keep rolling for this test and we get our successes. There we go. This card is used. This is overcome. Now, one thing I think I almost always do wrong, but it says if you overcome a cliffhanger, you immediately take the glory. And I think I usually forget to do that. So we will give that to Shelly. And now she has the choice, if she wants, to press on or not. But that does count as a success. And I think we are going to press on because it's just an acolyte. It's not an actual boss. Since she won't lose that glory. Let's see here. We have a stowaway on a U-boat. Find a way to sneak aboard or take out the guards. Cunning and agility, or I can fight a Nazi enemy card. Well, let me see. I think her cunning is a 3 and her agility is a 4. Let's just try. So we need to get a 5 or 6 here. Okay, we got a 6. So we passed that, and now we need an agility of 5 or 6. I hate that stuck to my hand. I feel like that messed me up, but that's the way it goes. So she failed this. She will be on another cliffhanger. It's so annoying. Now we go to Grant, who is also on the cliffhanger. Let's see what his cliffhanger was. He was at the Stone Guardians. Living statues. The Stone Guardian has come to life and they seem angry. So we had to fight them. And they have a defensive 1. Or we could try to escape with a lore. 3 successes of a lore, 5+. His lore is a 3. But his fight is a 4. Let's just try to fight them. Oh, that is nasty though, isn't it? Because if we try to escape and we fail, let's see. I tell you what, I think Shelly is going to play. Nope, pass and escape test. This is not an escape test. This is a... Oh! Okay, he's going to fight. He's going to fight. So, let me see here. The statue will get dice of 3 dice. He will get 4 combat. He has a defensive 1. The statue has a defensive 1. And the statue got, of course, 3 hits. And he only got 1. So it takes no damage, and Grant will take 2 wounds. Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Now, if this was a villain, one of the masterminds, you do 1 fight round, and then you all run away and hide. This is a fight. Am I going to try to escape? I don't think so. Let's fight again. Okay, there we go. 2 hits, -1 for the defense. Let's just keep going. Oh, man. 2 more wounds for Grant. That is not good. And only 1 more for the statue. Do I want to try and escape? Let's just keep going. Might get knocked out right here. That would be horrible. And yes, we got knocked out. And he did only 1 damage to that. So, he is knocked out. I am rolling horribly. Maybe I should start rolling the green dice. Ridiculous. So, he will return to his starting city. He will lose his exploration marker. He will lose... He did not have any successes, so... He needed to push hard there, and he just did not manage to do it. He will lay down on Cape Town. He's done until the end of the end phase. Now, normally you would roll a die, divide by 3, and you must lose that much gear, allies, fame, fortune, any combination, anything you want. But in the cooperative game, you can never lose fortune from being KO'd. Well, he has no allies, no gear, no glory, nothing. All he has is the team fortune that has been banked, so he loses nothing. It was no real risk for him to do that. That was the best thing to do because she is going to collect that probably this turn unless she rolls a bunch of 1s. Very unfortunate. And her adventure phase is going to be in the ocean. It's been so long since I played. This book, the instruction book is pretty good, but you do have to jump back and forth a lot. There's a lot going on in here in the land or sea space. If there's no artifact, on a 4, 5, or 6, you draw an event card. On a 2 or 3, nothing happens, but if you roll a 1, you get attacked by a random enemy. Draw an enemy card. So, nothing happens to her on her adventure. Just smooth sailing. So, everyone's done with their adventure phase. Let's go to the villain phase. We will draw a villain event card. This card plays on the table. All gears, allies, and common items cost 1 more than normal. Well, that's not great. I already get a discount of 2 on allies, but now everything's getting expensive. I don't like that. Getting dangerous. Outpost time. Let's see. We got a 6. We place a Crimson Hand Acolyte on the lowest fortune value that has no acolytes. So, let's see here. It will go here with him. He's going to help capture that. That is... Oh, that's awful. Okay. Then we go to the villain adventure. So let's start with her. She will get 4 search dice this time because Grant got beat up by those statues, and she's not hindered by him anymore. So there you go. She has 3 successes. That is plenty enough to grab this artifact. All right, let's do a little cleaning up. Now she will heal that wound that she had from her adventure. And we shall lose this exploration. We'll get rid of this. And let's go ahead and do his adventure while he's here. Now, we automatically get 1 success from the Acolyte. Now he needs 4, so he gets 3 search dice. And he gains 1 search for each artifact that the villains have. Well, they just gained an artifact. So he gets 4 search dice. And he got 2 more successes. That is not good. They're guaranteed to get that next turn because the Acolyte will pick it up even if he doesn't. Oh, and he got a 1, so he will take a wound, but he has 7, so that really doesn't do much. And let's take care of this artifact now for the villains. Now, the way I understand it, they do not sell the artifacts. They want to collect them, especially to get these magical bonuses. So they won't get these 5, but these 2 were bonus because it was a hard adventure. If we hadn't collected this, we would get these for free, these extra 2. So we're going to give those to the bad guys for free. They get 2 gold. And then they get this artifact. And I'm just going to keep this off screen here near their stuff. I'm running out of room. You guys don't understand. But they also now have a magic and a death. What that does is give them added abilities. So all Crimson Hand villains and enemies have an extra hit point, and all Crimson Hand villains and enemies have +1 fight. That is one of the reasons why I wanted him to complete his mission, Grant, and get her off the board and get that. That is really devastating. Hopefully I will not forget that. Hopefully I will not forget that they have bonus health and bonus, but we'll see, bonus attack. And we need to get a new relic. So we get a Shield of Ferox. It says while you have this artifact, you may heal D6 wounds when you defeat an enemy in a fight. Okay. And let's see where that will be. We'll go to the location of the Manchuria. There's an X. There's a mountainous area. So Manchuria, right there. New artifact. Angelica goes off the edge of the board. Can't see up here. But she is standing up on her card, ready to go to an artifact next turn. That is the enemy fate. They did enough that time, so let's go over to the good guys, see what's going to happen.